morning, everybody. We are going to make our Thanksgiving side dish today. That's right. Let me push this back here a little farther so you can see a little better. Put this down a little more. There. Phew, I'm sweating bullets this morning. Woke up to snow, but now it's stopped. So anyways, for the side dish I'm going for is to remember my grandmother. She always made it Thanksgiving. We called it stuffing. Some people call it a side dish. A lot of Southerners call cornbread stuffing. It all depends, I think, where you live and what you were brought up on is what it's called. Now, what I'm using is bread right here. And I took 12 pieces of bread, white bread, and put it on a cookie sheet and dried it for one day. Then I put a little butter on it, and I put, where is it, dear? Bell seasoning. A little bit of Bell seasoning, which is really good stuff. Put a little bit of that on it, a little bit of thyme, and a little bit of parsley. And then I put it on broil for a couple of minutes in the oven. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna use celery, which my grandmother always put in a glass, extra celery, and people could take it as they wanted. Excuse me. We have an onion, and we have potato. So what we're gonna start with first, in water. Back in her time, they didn't always have broth, or she didn't have any made up, or it was used or whatever, so she used water. Excuse me, my throat here. And one other thing we needed was an egg. And I almost forgot that. We need one egg. And I always like to check my eggs first to make sure there's no surprises in it. So I'll show you how I do that. And we're gonna bring my grandmother into this for Thanksgiving today. I have her chopper. Look at that oldie, oldie but goodie. Look how that was made. And look at the handle. I was gonna use her grinder, but I couldn't find it. I have a couple of places I have things stored, so that's that. So I'm gonna pan you down and we're gonna start. And here we go. Maggie, no bite. Maggie's under the stove, see if she can get into. We're gonna take the breadcrumbs and put them right in. Just like that. I had to use this container because when I had rotacuff surgery, Ray put all my big containers downstairs, all my big bowls, because he knew I couldn't lift them. So we're gonna use my nice dicer that I have here. And we're gonna start with the onion. We're gonna put the onion in, just like that. How easy is that? Now I will show you. Here is the onion, already done. And we're just gonna put this right in. Just like that. Probably could have used the finer one, but that's okay. And then we're just gonna stick this right in. This is how easy it is to use. Now I'm not sure how it's going to do on the celery, so I'm just gonna use a small piece. And if I like the way it dices, I'll use it. It's okay. I can use this. Just lay it right on there. And I use 3 stalks of celery. But I have to look at how much is in there before I can really judge on when I'm making it. And also I have a surprise at the ending what I'm putting these in. And this is with my twist. I've combined my Grammie and I together to come up with this wonderful dish and how we're gonna bake it. There. So I'm gonna stop you at this point. I'm just gonna bring you back. Potatoes does really well in here. And I've got 3 potatoes. Depending on your size, I'm using Yukon Gold. So I want to show you how well it does. Look at that. So this is going in. So we've got our celery, our potatoes, and our bread. Just like that. And I'll bring you back once I get done doing a little bit more. And another thing, we got to use, excuse me, a sleeve of crackers. And what I'm going to do is, I've still got the camera on. Just got to break them up. Just like this. Excuse me. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to put them right in. Put them right in just like that. I'm using whole grain crackers. I'm just going to stir that right up like that. And I'm going to put some more taters in, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I've got everything in here. The potato, the celery, the crackers, the bread. Now what I want to show you, excuse me, is here is an egg. This is store-bought, not one of ours. This is what I do because I don't like any surprises in my eggs at all. I just open it up, just like this. Don't see none. So there you go. That's how I do it. And then after that, I'll just give it a little stir. I just gave Maggie a carrot, see if she'd eat it, but she's playing with it. At least she's playing with it, right? Okay, so then I'll take this. Whoops. You can use more than 1 egg, but I'm just going to use 1 egg. My grandmother, I can't remember, I think she used 2 or 3, but then she made much larger amount. Just kind of stir it in like this. Let's get it all incorporated. And then I have some parsley and a little bit of thyme in here, or thyme, whichever you want to say it, to your liking. We have about a ½ teaspoon of each. Then the Bell seasoning, and I'll put the picture and ingredients in the back. There's only one thing different that my grandmother used to do, and at this point in time, nobody in Maine has it. We are going to use a ½ teaspoon of this. Is common crackers. Common crackers is a New England cracker. I'll give a little history on the back of this. I could not find them. They remind me of a biscuit squatted down. They're round and about a ½ inch thick. But that's the only thing different that I had to use crackers and she would use common crackers. And then what you want to do is you want to put some water in. Now, I started with 4 cups of water. Just like this. And some people will saute their onions and celery and potatoes, but I don't. I just go ahead and cook them. And you got to remember, there's a lot of seasoning in here, so you don't necessarily have to use any broth. And back in the day, my grandmother's day, they didn't have it. Well, they had to use water. They had to use water, or they used milk. And now, butter. Got to put some butter in here. There you go. And there's the butter. Looks good. Looks real good. So now what I'm going to do is I like to let mine sit and get incorporated, and I'll bring you back when I show you the secret in how I'm going to bake this off. Okay, we are back, and here is the stuffing, and I am using a cupcake pan with a liner, and everybody gets an individual serving, and that way if Thanksgiving has to be totally canceled at our home, then we will have it so we can just go to the freezer, and when I make a pantry meal, it will be all right there. So how good is that? How many can think about doing this? Oops, we got a little one that went over the side. Just like that. I think the pan I got for leftovers is maybe a little bit too big. So I'm gonna go back into the pantry and get a smaller pan. And I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna make it as full as we can, and maybe I won't even have to. And once it's all done, I will bring you back. And you'll also notice I didn't put salt and pepper on it. It's because you may have some folks here that has to watch their sodium intake. And Ray and I don't use extra salt and pepper usually. If we do, just a little bit in what we're cooking. And after that, we just put what we want on. Okay, so there you go. It's not going to be a whole lot left over, but I'm sure I've got something I can find that will fit in it. So we're going to put this in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes. Each oven's different, so check your oven. And I will bring you back. Okay, here it is out of the oven. Doesn't it look yummy and good? I'm going to plate it up. I'm just gonna set it here. It's wicked, wicked hot. I am going to have one of these for breakfast, and this one looks good. So I will take this one out and set it aside there, and I'll bring you back when I've got it all ready, and we'll do a taste test. Hi there, here we are, and I'm getting ready. It's wicked, wicked, wicked hot. So good. Great flavor. If you like chunky texture, perfect. So what's everybody doing for Thanksgiving? If you want to leave it down below in the comments, that would be great. And I will leave Stacie's link down below and Lois's link down below that's participating in this Thanksgiving side dish. And I want to thank both of them for participating. And everybody have a great day. Stay safe. And I hope you have a blessing of a day. Bye now.